Welcome to the Actor's Choice, where the actors and actresses have a chance to talk about themselves and their careers. Join us now for the next hour as we explore the marvelous industry of acting by actors and actresses from today's exciting show business world. And now, direct from Hollywood, here's your host, Ron Brewington.
Hi everybody, I'm Ron Brewington and welcome to the Actor's Choice, brought to you by Photography is an Art, Harvey Brandman, Master Photographer, located at 1307 North San Fernando Boulevard, Burbank, California. And attorney Ron Irwin's 5150 The Book. It's the story of a young Irwin serving 13 months as a Marine in South Vietnam. And author Larry Buford's book, To the Future, Time Travel, Message in a Capsule, available in paperback for only $17.95. And State Farm agent Carla Green, who says, and like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to talk about the place where actors and actresses, potential actors and actresses go. It's called Central Casting, Los Angeles. Okay? We've got a couple of executives from the organization here in the studio today to answer some questions that can put the minds of you actors and actresses, potential or real, at ease about getting jobs in the industry. Our first guest is Mandy Glasser. Mandy came to Central Casting in 2003 after working at the #1 radio station in her native Philadelphia, as we call it, where she also received a BA degree in film and media arts from Temple University. Mandy has extensive experience over the years casting many shows and leads the casting directors in Central Casting Los Angeles office as vice president. Our next guest is Jeffrey Paal. After earning a BFA degree in film from the University of Colorado, Jeffrey ventured to Los Angeles to get into the casting business, originally joining Central Casting in 1998. After a few years away from principal casting in his home state of Colorado, Jeffrey rejoined Central Casting in 2006. He has extensive experience casting many shows and leads casting directors as a manager. I want to thank Mandy, Jeffrey, I want to thank both of you for being here today.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for having us.
We'd like to start off with Mandy. When did Central Casting first begin?
Central Casting's been around for 94 years this year. It started in 1925, so we're a little old. It started basically as a way for producers to legitimize the role of a background actor. They wanted to be able to provide for them ways that they can work legally. There was a lot of exploitation back then, so they wanted to, make sure that they worked fair, that they were getting paid, that everything was being done by the book. Okay. Yeah, and this year, we'll celebrate our 94th year.
Wow, 94 years. It gets better and better with time.
Each year.
You betcha. On an average day, how many roles does CC cast?
On a typical day, we do in the thousands.
Wow.
So a lot of people get work through us on a daily basis.
So if I want to get a job, I got to get there early in the morning to get a job?
Well, that's if you're registering with us.
Of course.
Yeah, when we're actually booking background, you don't have to come to Central to get a job. There's various ways that we offer work. People do it through check notices through Facebook.
Okay.
We have call-in lines that they check.
Our website.
The website.
That website.
Website.
Oh, if you want to see something magnificent, your website.
Yes.
I enjoyed it. I got a lot of information out of it. Thank you.
And then we do a lot of direct calling as well.
Okay. Two people actually, where do they come from, these people that you're talking about? What part of the country do they come from? All over the world?
Everywhere.
They come from everywhere, yeah. We've got people that come from other countries to register. We have people from, every state probably in the nation that comes. So we're open to everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of the times where they're, if they're coming from a small town, they come out here, they hear Central Casting, we're their first stop a lot of the time. So we get all walks of life every day.
Wow. I want to be an actor.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, actors.
Come to Central Casting.
Yes. That's a good ad. Good ad. CC is the largest background actor casting company in the United States. Can you define that, please?
We have offices not only in Los Angeles, but we have offices in New York. We have them there's one in Atlanta, there's one in New Orleans. We are definitely the top. We're a lot of the times the #1 call for producers when they have a show, when they have a film. they want central casting, they come to us. We have a very large, talent pool. We're always able to get the most difficult look. If they have to recreate something in the middle of nowhere, if they have to find, jugglers with polka dots, chances are we can find it for it.
That's good.
Yeah.
With polka dots.
Yes.
That's good. Does CC cast roles outside of the United States, Jeffrey?
We have, on occasion, been hired by production to hire a stand-in or a photo double that they will then end up sending to, another country. But typically, no. I mean, most of the time we're just hiring for people locally, and then occasionally we'll do some location casting as well, in and around the LA market or some of our other markets as well. But we have, on a couple occasions, been hired to find a stand-in or a photo double.
Okay.
That I believe one went to Paris and another one went to London. So, on occasion.
Okay. You said a word, location casting. Can you define that, please, sir?
Location casting is typically we'll have we've had several productions that will do they'll do a shoot like say in Fresno. We have some that will go down to San Diego. One of our shows does some work in Oceanside. So a lot of times we're asked to find locals that can register with us as well. So we'll do open calls in those areas, and we'll hire local talent that will work on whatever show it is that we're casting for. We've also been to Vegas a couple times.
Vegas, okay.
So yeah.
Okay. To be a SAG or a union member, do you have to be that to be cast by Central Casting?
You do not have to be SAG.
Okay, that's important.
We typically when we cast a show, we have certain booking numbers. There's a SAG commitments that we have to make on a feature or on a television show, and then anything more than that then falls on the non-union side. We also get a lot of jobs that come in that are specifically non-union jobs. So if you're a non-union background, you can still work with us. But obviously, if it's a union job, and we have to quote or hit a quota of union spots,
Okay.
Before we start hitting the non-union spots.
Okay. It sounds good to someone who hasn't gotten a union card yet to know there is a place they can go
Absolutely.
and do the work. That sounds great.
Yes.
Yes. Oof. Please explain the registration process.
Sure. So our registration process there, we just recently revamped it. It used to be where you line up, and if you were able to get in that day, great. If not, you come back the next day, you try to get in. We're now doing it on a calendar system, so you don't have to stand out in line at 3 a.m. You can register, you'll have your time, you can get there. But our registration process is, it'll take up most of your morning. During that process, we let everybody know what the expectation is of a background on set, what you need, who's some of the main people on set you're going to be interacting with, the proper protocol. We also go over, some legal paperwork for them. They have to fill out paperwork to make sure that they're legal to work in the U.S. We take care of all of the I-9s in-house. Typically, that was something that was done on set. Producers don't have to waste their time. They don't have to hire additional PAs to do it. We take care of all that paperwork. But we take their photo, they go through the line, they take their photo, they come back, their hair and makeup is done, and then they're out, and then they can start the process that same day looking for work.
Wow, I can see why you guys have been around for 94 years.
Yeah, we have a system down.
Got a system?
Yes.
Wow, got a system. Speaking of central casting, in 1989, I was a young man, just getting out of the Navy, had nothing to do, and some friends told me about a casting call for a movie called Harlem Nights. And this would be my first taste of Hollywood. And I did exactly the things that you talked about. It was just a small difference, but I got in. I got inside to get my name down there, signed the paperwork, made me very happy. They told me what my role was going to be. They sent me the costume. They gave me a tuxedo. I asked them, I said, where's the food? I said, oh, that's right over there. Eddie Murphy took good care of us. He fed us very well. Met a lot of people out there. I had a great time. And I said to myself, if and when I get a little bit older and I really have more time to myself, I'm going to get into this. I'm going to do this as a business. Because I made money. I met nice people. I was doing a job. Whatever the director told me to do, he said, walk that way, I walked that way. He said, do this, do that, I did that. And I had fun. That was fun. That's an experience I will never forget.
Yeah,
Thank you,
there's
Central Casting. Thank
You're
you.
quite
Thank
welcome.
you.
There's a lot of people that do this for a living. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
a great way. Again, somebody who wants to be an actor, maybe they're not familiar with what exactly they need to do, but
Yes.
you know, they come, they register with Central Casting, they get on set, they get to see how the actors are, they get to see how the assistant directors work, they get to see how costumes work. Maybe even if they don't want to be an actor, but they want to be a part of the film industry somehow. It being an extra really opens their eyes to a variety of different roles, and you know, it's great. They can go from show to show to show. They can work with so many different A-listers, and you know, it really is a good experience for them. You know, they
Yes.
really, you know, we get a lot of feedback, you know, that they do really enjoy it.
Put me down as a person who had a good time. Put me
Yes.
down. Put me down, please. Okay, age, we can describe the age, race, etc. of persons who register with your organization for a background actor's job.
Anybody
Anybody.
can come in.
Okay,
Anybody can come in. Anybody.
okay,
As long as you have proper identification
okay.
to fill out some of that paperwork, anybody can come in. There's no shape, size, race requirement. It's everybody.
How about babies?
We do babies too.
You do babies.
Yep.
Yeah, we're asked all the
Yes.
time to hire babies at 15 days old. The earliest that we can hire somebody is at 15 days old.
Okay,
But you know, although they have a lot of scenes where they need newborns and they're having a birthing scene, and you know, those babies have to come from somewhere. So we're the ones that typically are the ones that provide those.
I get the feeling you guys like your job.
We've been doing it for a very long time.
I
Yeah.
see that. I see that.
pretty
Definitely.
fun.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Do you have to register each and every day to be a background actor on a long film shoot that lasts more than a day?
No.
No.
Nope. Our registration process is every 2 years. So you just have to come in every 2 years and go through the process again.
Okay.
That's it. We only ask people to come in more frequently if all of a sudden they have a head of hair that they shaved off, or, you know, if their hair was brown and now they've dyed it to yellow, just to make sure that we have the most up-to-date photo of the person we're sending to set.
Wow. It's all done.
All done.
Okay. Is there any guarantee that a background actor or actress will be working regularly?
No. There's no guarantee.
Okay.
That's basically because we're at the mercy of the producers. Producers telling us what they need us to cast for, and we just cast that accordingly. There are a lot of people that are registered, you know, with us. So everybody might be trying to go out for the same job. So, you know, it really depends. It happens for some people, and for others it doesn't. Just depends on how much work is out there.
Okay, I would have to ask this question. You don't cast A-listers, do you?
We do not cast A-listers. We have cast people who are now A-listers.
Yes, A-listers.
But we have not while they were A-listers.
Gotcha. So they started at the bottom and worked their way up.
Yes.
Which is good.
Yes.
Which is good, yes. Does Central Casting charge the background actors or actresses any fees?
We do not.
No.
Wow.
No fees to come in and register with us. It's all free.
Okay, so money that's worked out between the company that's filming and who else? Who works that out?
There's no fee
yeah.
to register.
Right.
So when we register people, there's no fees. The way, you know, I mean, we obviously make our money through casting fees and all of that. Those are charged back to production, but that's for the people that we're hiring for a show. But if it's a background person that's coming in to register with Central Casting, they can walk in the door with zero money in their pocket, and they're going to leave with zero money in their pocket, and they'll just we're not charging them anything.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Do background actors get paid?
Yes, they do.
Okay. Is there a certain rate that they get paid at?
It depends on the role that they're playing.
Okay.
You know, it's obviously not less than minimum wage, but you know, sometimes there's specialty roles. Sometimes there are roles that require maybe some stunts involved, so those tend to be higher paying. There's no set price.
Okay.
So it varies. It varies from show to show, production to production, what they're doing.
Okay, okay. After 8 hours, you've done your 8-hour shift, but the director he needs more time to get his stuff in for the day. How does that work?
They'd get overtime.
Overtime, okay?
Yeah, they aren't bought for just 8 hours, and if the director needs them there for 10, they're stuck there till 10 without that extra pay. So
Right.
they're employees. They're from the time they step on the set till the time they leave, they're paid for their entire time there.
Okay, all right. What is the actor or actor? What do you call a person who's an actor or actor with lines?
Principal actor.
Principal actor.
Yeah, so typically we don't hire those. On occasion, we will, maybe have a smaller production that will ask us to find somebody that will end up speaking lines. A lot of people that we end up booking on a show can get upgraded, so they'll on the day, a director might say, hey, you know what, I really like that guy's look, or you know what, makes sense that this person would interact with this person, would speak to them, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this person a line. So we do have background that we'll get calls from that say, hey, thank you so much for that job. By the way, I got upgraded today, and so that's one of the gratifying things about our job is knowing that we're booking background, but on occasion they do get upgraded and get those opportunities that a lot of them that's what they're out here for,
Right.
is to eventually start speaking and start getting actual lines.
Right. There's an obvious reason for people, all this paperwork that has to be done, the unions, et cetera, contracts, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, all right. Do background actors get credit?
Not usually on a
Yeah.
major show. Like if it's sometimes if it's a smaller student film that we're doing, or some of these smaller projects, non-union projects, sometimes they'll give them credit, but for the most part, no, a background does not get credit on a show.
So any work you do doesn't show up on IMDb?
No, not unless they're adding it themselves.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Do actors or actresses with lines get special pay? I think you said that already. Okay. Does CC provide any help or advice to actors and actresses about the reality about what this business is really about?
Yes, we do. We have two different forms of training that we do. The first
Okay.
part is during the registration process. We have an amazing registration team, and when they're going over the process with everybody, they let them know, this is the reality. Everybody's going to be looking for the same job. Everybody's going to want that same job. So, you're really trying hard. You're really almost fighting one another for that position. And they really encourage them, don't give up, just continue. You're going to get through, you're going to get that job. Just, it takes time. It takes a lot of patience. Now, once we have people that are registered with us, Central Casting does offer what we call Central Casting University. And Central Casting University is, we train our background. We offer them classes to come in to learn what a stand-in is, how to be a stand-in, what we call Casting 101 or Background 101, where we have ADs that'll come in, and we'll have outside professionals coming, and they'll teach the class. Like, this is how I like to run my set. This is how you should be prepared to be on set. If a director says this, do this. If the director says that, don't do that. So, we do offer them training. We want them to be the best at what they do, and when they get to set, they're a representation of Central Casting. So we want to make sure that they have all the tools that they need.
What's the duration of this training?
It's anywhere between like 2 to 3 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, and we even have some assistant directors that'll come and talk to us where when the class is over, they'll stay and they'll answer the people's questions, and they'll stay as long as it takes because they feel the same way. They want everybody to get the information that they need.
Because we have a lot of universities and colleges in this area that teaches that business.
Yeah.
And do you guys work with them in any way?
We don't currently work with them. Again, we kind of have our own in-house just because, we're in the front line, so we know exactly what they need every day and what they don't.
Okay. Institutions to provide information about CC to students. Any way can you tell us about that?
Yeah, we do have, we're part of Entertainment Partners, and, we do have, like, especially if we're looking to hire somebody, we do have a great human resources team that will reach out to universities that have, like USC, or any other university that has a communications program to generate interest on Central Casting. And we find that a lot of them already come to us with that knowledge.
Wow.
So, we're kind of amazed at how everybody all over the world, even, somebody from Iowa might know about Central Casting.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yes.
a pretty, it's almost a
known.
global
Sure.
brand. Yeah, so a lot of people are already aware of Central Casting.
I can remember some of the movies that I saw as a child. Central Casting, go there. They point you in that direction. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything to add to that, Jeffrey?
Not really. I mean, definitely, we do the best we can to get the best trained employees and find the best employees that we can. So if it means to seek out to find go through universities or other outreach in that way to find the best employees possible, then we do.
Okay.
And then obviously the background that we hire is we do the best we can to try and get that information out there as well. So getting people from all across the country, having people go to our website, and really pushing our website is definitely
Website.
Yeah.
Super. Okay, we're going to take a short break, if you will. Just want to thank you for the moment. We've had some good points coming from you. I hope people are taking notes to what's being said here today. Definitely, definitely. The studio of Harvey Brandman, Photography as an Art, is proud to offer you a $100 discount off any photo package valued at $300 or more. Harvey has been in the business for nearly a quarter of a century, and he certainly knows how to take care of his customers. So please give him a call today at 818-954-9294. That's 818-954-9294. You'll be glad that you did. And by the way, please tell Harvey that you heard about his offer right here on The Actor's Choice. 5150 the book. It's the latest release from author and attorney Ron Irwin. As a young Marine, Irwin spent 13 months in Chulai, Republic of Vietnam. His experience, where nearly 3 million Americans went to war, was, as he puts it, 5150. The book is currently available in paperback at lulu.com. That's lulu.com. And Irwin says he'll give 20% of net book sales evenly between the veterans of foreign wars and Vietnam veterans of America. Back to the Future, Time Travel. Message in a Capsule. It's a new book by author Larry Buford. It's a historical and faith-based account on how what we do and follow today will affect us tomorrow. The author also calls it an adventure for those who want to travel back through time. The book is now available in paperback for only $17.95 from Amazon. Please get your copy today. And now a word from State Farm agent Carla Green.
Let me ask you something. What do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see a bundle? A combo deal? That's how other insurance companies see them. But a State Farm agent sees so much more. Because the State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just 4 walls and 4 wheels. They see the things you've worked really hard for. So why not give them the protection they deserve? Let me help you with that. Give me a call. State Farm agent Carla Green, 213-239-9675. I look forward to speaking with you.
And hi, I'm Ron Brewington, and welcome back to the Actor's Choice. Our guests today are Mandy Glasser and Jeffrey Paal from the Central Casting Organization. And we're talking about what's it like getting a job out here. One of the things that I want to bring to your attention is what's a typical day like for you at CC?
Well, I would refer to Jeff on that one. He's
Okay.
in charge of the casting staff. So my day's a little different than than what the casting directors have to do every day.
Okay.
Well, let's see. Typically, our casting directors get into the office. They're going to be checking emails and checking voicemails. They're going to start getting contacts from their productions on their shows. The productions are going to start sending them call sheets, prelims.
Mm-hmm.
On these prelims will be breakdowns of what they're going to be looking for the next day.
Mm-hmm.
If it's it may be if it's a cop show, it might be our typical cops and detectives and perps and that kind of stuff. Or if it could be a restaurant scene, so they're gonna want to hire some restaurant patrons, bartenders, waiters, waitresses, a couple hostesses, that kind of thing. So they're going to go through all those prelims. They're going to kind of figure out what their day is like. Most of our shows, we have 2 partners on a show. So we have somebody that books a union side, somebody that books a non-union side. The partners are going to get together. They're going to talk about what they have for the next day. They might also get calls from production asking for pictures or to having them prep for the next episode, maybe have them prep for a couple days down the line. They might be asking for pictures of, really specific kind of stuff. So this is going to be stuff that we might need to do a little bit of research on, stuff that we're going to be putting on the lines, and asking, hey, we're looking for, somebody that can pogo stick for, a minute straight, or somebody who's got, we have a lot of period shows, so we might, production might want to, they might call us up and say, hey, we need 40 1950s cars to work on Friday.
Right.
So we might have, casting director is going to go to an assistant and say, hey, we need to start looking for, 40 or 50 1950s automobiles. So then it's, taking submissions of that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Once we start, once we know what we're going to do, then we start booking those people. We start lining people up and taking submissions for those orders, and we start booking it, and then once it's and that's the fun part of it. It's the booking part of it. It's being able to, a lot of our casting directors are very skilled at what they do,
Yes.
and they like to paint a picture,
Yes.
of what they're going to book for the day. So it's like, how is this restaurant going to look to me, and oh, it's 1950s, so I got to make sure that I'm booking people with the right kind of hairstyles, and people that have interesting looks, that kind of thing. So that's the fun part for us, is really actually getting down and being able to book a show, and then what's even funner about it is, maybe a couple months down the line, you actually get to see what you booked and see it come to fruition, on the television. So,
Yes.
but our day, it's like that pretty much every day. I mean,
Yes.
we do get some hurdles that are thrown at us occasionally, or sometimes they'll want to add something last minute. So that's. But once it's all booked, then we get those calls out. We book the people. They background shows up the next day, and then it all starts all over again.
What's the craziest request you ever got?
I don't think it'd be appropriate to say.
No, I mean, as far
Depends
as,
some
as far as
really-
numbers, say it's one of those big pictures. They got to have a lot of people. What's the biggest number you've ever gotten request for? 100, 200, 1,000,
Oh, we've
way
gotten,
more than that.
Yeah, we've gotten
10,000?
That's to fill crowd scenes. I
Yes.
mean, I don't think there isn't anything we haven't done.
Yeah.
I think the weirdest thing is, when they're asking you to book 3,000 people, and then at 5 o'clock, oh, we're not going to shoot that scene. So now we have to disappoint 5,000 people.
Wow. You mentioned casting directors. We were talking about them recently. Do you know there's no category for Academy Award for a casting director?
Yes,
That's terrible.
it is.
Yeah, they should do something about that. There are some good
It
people.
really is,
They-
because honestly, I mean, when I was casting, I went to a lot of sets a lot, and I would end up talking to the directors and some of our A-list actors that would pull me aside and say, wow, you booked these people? This, it's because of you guys that it really helps create, the show, and it, it sells the show, it sells the location of the show. You can't just, if you're booking Southside Chicago, you can't just book any normal person. You really got to think about, the people that you're throwing on there, and really have interesting looks and interesting faces, and all ethnicities and all age range and everything, and that's really important. And to not have that in an Academy Award or a Golden Globe, of to have that category not included, I think is a shame. Because there really is a lot of people that put their blood, sweat, and tears
Yes.
into booking those looks, and a lot of those shows wouldn't, in my opinion, wouldn't be successful.
That's true.
If we didn't sell, the background, if we didn't sell the way those people look.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, to take 2 or 3 people and try to figure out the chemistry between them, so when you put them on that big screen, they look good.
Yeah.
That's a casting director. God bless him and her, definitely. Are there enough actors out there available to meet the needs of the business from where you sit?
We always are looking for new faces, So I think they're out there. We encourage them to come in and register with Central Casting.
Okay.
But we are always looking for new faces. We're always looking for different looks, depending on a project that we have, they're looking for a variety. But I definitely don't think there's a shortage.
Okay.
We just like to have a very extensive pool to choose from.
Good. Now, we took the liberty of getting some pictures of what we call Central Celebrity Alumni.
Yes.
Okay, can you roll that for us, sir? One of that handsome young man is Brad Pitt. Who Eva Longoria? She's next. These are just some of the people that came through your organization.
Yeah.
Gerard Butler. Look at that look on that face. What an actor! What an actor. Tiffany Haddish. She's a pretty lady. Will Ferrell. Okay. Randall Park has a good show, a TV show, doing well. Rami Malek, we don't have a picture of him, but he's doing a lot of good stuff these days. Allison Brie is doing a lot of stuff these days, courtesy of your organization. Richie Gabriel, doing very well, courtesy of CC. Indeed, that's and it's just a few of the people that you get, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had a lot of A-listers, come through our doors. It's the place to start.
Gotcha.
It's the place to start.
Okay.
Well, I think the important thing about people being able to see, A-listers that did start with us is I think it gives people hope. I think it gives background that decide they're going to move to LA and they want to register with Central Casting. They want to get their foot in the door. I think seeing, so many people that did start with us that are now famous and are making a great living, working in the industry, I think it gives a lot of them, I think it gives people hope. It does. They can say, hey, if, Brad Pitt was able to do it, so can I.
Do some of those A-listers ever come back to you and meet and greet you guys and hug you and say, thank you for what you did for me?
I've never had that experience, but I would welcome Brad Pitt to do that anytime.
Okay, next question. Besides Central Casting, provide training to registered background actors. I think you answered that one pretty much so. Okay. What tips do you have for background actors to be successful?
My tips, first one is to always be on time.
Yes, ma'am.
Always be on time. It's Los Angeles, and we know there's traffic everywhere, so you definitely want to be the very first one on set. At least that would be me. You want to make sure that if the casting director has instructed you to bring a very specific type of wardrobe, bring it. It shouldn't be like rolled into a duffel bag. It shouldn't be wrinkled. Hold it. Should be on hangers, nice and neatly pressed, so that you can show wardrobe. And there is a lot of downtime on set. So sometimes background might be in holding, but the moment that AD says, "Hey, I need a couple of volunteers to do this cross or that cross," always be the first one to do it.
Yeah.
Always be, anytime the AD needs something, be that person who says, I will do that, because they remember that. And then we'll get a phone call and say, hey, John Doe was great, he can come back to the set anytime. And when we're in the office looking, we're like, hey, we need a great actor type who's got great wardrobe, we'll be able to say, oh, John Doe is great. So not only does word spread, on a film set or on a television set if somebody is a great background actor, but it also spreads in our office too if we know that they're on time, they bring the right wardrobe, and they have a great personality.
I like you say being on time. That's very, very important. Yes, indeed. What about food while you're out there on the set? Who takes care of that?
Craft Services takes care of the food, and
My favorite place on the set, by the way.
and it's fine to be at Craft Services. It's just if obviously they're in the middle of a shoot or if they're looking for some volunteers, you want to be as close to the set as possible so that you can be that first one out there.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Any comments?
I mean, I guess my biggest thing would be professional. I think a lot of people show up and they think, oh, I'm background. That I'm not as important. They've got me in holding the whole time. So they might take a time to nap but you want to be professional. You want to, you never know, what they're going to need you for, how long they're going to need you for, and you don't want to be, you don't want to have a reputation of, oh, we know what that guy's, not very professionally, so let's not bring him back. So just, be professional, be on time, be courteous. You never know when, that you're going to work with that person again.
Okay.
So.
Given that, what are some typical rookie mistakes for background actors? Rookie mistakes.
I would say not planning their route
Okay.
getting to set. So, again, it goes back to the being on time.
Gotcha.
Don't look at where you're going the morning of. Once you know where the location is, go onto your phone, look to see how long it's going to take you there, look to see where the parking is, look to see, any shortcuts that you can take. So I think planning the day of sometimes is a downfall. I think sometimes, especially people who are new to LA, seem to be shocked that there is so much traffic. And then again, what Jeff said, when they're at craft services, just kind of take what you need and go. You're there to do a job. That's first and foremost. So, you really need to be professional and paying attention. And, you don't want to lounge it or hang out at craft services too long. You don't want to take too long of a nap. Even if you think nobody's watching, somebody's always watching.
Big Brother's always out there.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. What is it about your jobs that you love so much?
I think when I started at Central Casting, I didn't know what a background actor was.
Right.
I kind of assumed when I was watching TV and film that they would just shoot in the middle of a crowd. I didn't know there was any such a place. I was always interested in casting, but I really just thought they would just go, if they were shooting a beach scene, they would just go to the beach, whoever was there, they would just shoot for the day. So I, really like to be able to paint a picture in my mind. I like to be able to put pairs together in a restaurant, or if I was booking a club, being able to, pick out like, this is going to be my waitress, and these are the people over here who are going to get bottle service, and these are my dancers. And I really like to be able to put that vision together in my
Yes.
head. I like to have as much creative control as I thought I could, even though that's set by the producers, but I was still able to really get in there and just cast those specifics. And I really like that. And I like that every day it was different. I wasn't casting the same thing every day. I had different shows that had different requirements, and I got exposed to a lot of different people.
How about you, Jeffrey?
A lot of the same. I mean, I really liked, I like the challenging shows. I like, I didn't like I didn't like those boring shows that were just, give me 10 restaurant patrons. I mean, I liked stuff that was a little bit more gritty, a little bit more, where I really I could really put my mind to it and really have fun with it, and really like just pick and choose the kind of people that, I was going to put on there. I liked, a lot of times I really liked getting those challenging orders, you'd get an AD that would call up and say, okay, I got a new one for you, and can you find this? And it's like, oh yeah, I'll find it for you, and sometimes as soon as you hang up the phone, you're like, I'm never going to find that. There's no way I'm ever going to find that. And then when you do, it's like, it's very success, you've got this nice set of pride that, and then to make that phone call saying, okay, I found it, and to get that kind of accolade, I think now though, because I'm not physically casting it now, it's actually being able to, it's the hiring process and hiring, our up and coming casting directors, and then to see the pride that they have when they're able to book something that's challenging, or to get those emails from them saying, yeah, we've been working for over a week on this call, and we booked it and it worked today, and we got this note from producers saying we knocked it out of the park, and those kinds of that's gratifying now.
Yeah.
To be a manager.
Yeah.
We're living vicariously through them.
Oh, all the time. All the time. Indeed. Thank you. Thank you. Those are some good comments, because you love your professionals. First of all, you guys are professionals. Secondly, this is a professional business. And people, and that's that word. Keep saying that word. People, they hear it all the time.
Yes.
Professional. Because people are not going to pay their money to see sloppy stuff.
No.
Never. What's a stand-in? You hear that term all the time. Stand in here, stand in there. What does that mean, please?
Well, so when you are shooting a show, the actors are oftentimes they're in their trailer when they're not working. So producers need stand-ins who are very similar to the actor in height, skin tone, and hair color, so that they can help lighting, so that they can figure out we're going to have this one stand here. It's really for lighting purposes, and sometimes if they need rehearsal time, they'll use the stand-in. They'll use the stand-in for that.
Interesting. Sounds
Yeah, some of our
Yeah.
sitcoms, the stand-ins they want to hire stand-ins that can also read lines and are good with teleprompters, or they'll run the lines with the stand-ins first, and then when the actor comes in, then a lot of times the stand-in is utilized to give they'll tell the actor, okay, this is where you'll start at point A here,
Yeah.
you'll move to point B, you're going to deliver this line at this point. So it's they're sort of used as a kind of a buffer a little bit, and just to help keep the set as organized as possible, and it allows other departments to continue working and do all the things that they need to do,
Right.
while an actor maybe is in makeup or getting their hair done, or
Gotcha.
changing for the next outfit, or coming back from lunch or whatever.
Okay. Because one of the things about this town that I love, you drive around this town, you see a location shot over here, a shot over there. It's exciting. This is a very exciting industry. Aren't you glad you got in this business?
Oh yeah.
Didn't take you no time to say that. I'm
No.
very happy to get in this business. Couple more questions. We're running out of time. Okay, you told me what a stand-in is. So what's a photo double?
So a photo double is somebody that looks exactly like the actor or the actress. There might be scenes that either the actor or actress doesn't feel comfortable doing, or maybe they're not available for a certain day when they're shooting. So basically, the casting director's job is to find their doppelganger, to find somebody same height, same weight,
Yes.
skin tone, same hair color, similar facial features. And that's challenging.
Gotcha.
That's challenging to find.
In your jobs, do you actually go out to real sets and see what's going on out there?
Oh yeah, yeah. We go to the sets that Central Casting does. Yes,
And it's quite a scene, isn't it?
it is.
Yes.
It's I mean, we don't get to go to them often, but there's a nostalgia factor, I think, for both of us when we go.
Jeffrey?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That was one of the best times that you have as a casting director, is to be able to go to set and to see what you booked, to see it in action, and then not to mention the fact, but if you are in holding or whatever, you get the background that comes up to you, and they, you're in a sense, we're kind of celebrities in another way, because you show up to set and it's all of a sudden oh my God, Jeff's here, and then you start getting people coming up, shaking your hand, thank you so much for booking me, you don't know what you've done, you've allowed me to put food on my table, pay my bills, whatever. So it's very gratifying in that aspect. So that's the fun part about going to set, is to see them in action, but to also be able to get to meet the background and really see how much you do for them.
Okay. All right. What type of social media presence does Central Casting have?
Oh, we have our own Instagram page. We're doing lots of fun things on Instagram.
Okay.
So for any of your viewers who are not currently following us, I suggest that they do.
Okay.
Our website is phenomenal. That's where we post a lot of our job postings. So for people who are registered with Central Casting and they're trying to find out what shows can I get booked on, what can I do today, we have all of that information on our website.
Gotcha. What's the location address for that website?
It's www.centralcasting.com.
.com. Okay, that's like I said, I've had a lot of fun looking at it. Richard Teague, your associate, he told me about it, and I looked, and I was blinded. I said, "This is marvelous," because it answered a lot of questions.
We have commonly
Yes.
questions for people who haven't registered with us.
Yes.
Frequently asked questions of people who are. Any type of classes that we're going to have, we post the dates, the times. All that information can be found on the website.
Gotcha. One more question: what's in the future for Central Casting?
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. I think we're going to continue to grow
Yes.
and continue to be the top casting company out there, and always be the #1 call for anyone needing background.
And physically, where's the office located where people have to go to?
We're in Burbank.
In Burbank.
Yes, we're in
Yes.
Burbank. 220 South Flower Street in Burbank.
Is there a telephone number?
818-562-2700.
Can you say that one more time, please?
818-562-2700.
Okay, well, Jeffrey, Mandy, we want to thank you both for coming out today, stopping by the Actor's Choice. I know that the people who watch this show got some marvelous, marvelous information about Central Casting, Los Angeles. Can you please, okay, we did that already. The informative website, we said that already. Especially want to thank Robert Teague of your staff who made today possible. The gentleman I made contact, and through his work, we were able to make this day possible. I want to say one thing, thanks to the ever-growing audience who we have all the time, and of course our sponsors, Harvey Random Photography as an Art, Ron Irwin's 5150 the book, Larry Buford's book To the Future, Time Travel, Message in a Capsule, and State Farm agent Carla Green. We thank them for doing what they do for us, and please come again. We'd love to have you all to come back again, bring some good new information about what's going on with CC, what they're doing these days, any ideas, are you getting more people in? Whatever you need us to do, we'd be more than happy to have you come in. Thank you so much, Mandy.
Thank you.
There you go. Thank you so much. And we want to thank you. We'll see you next time, and have a good day.